So this is our project and I have done coding in Java, that is using Spring Boot and for backend coding, and in for frontend I have used the framework of AngularJS. So this is being done in the frontend part. So let's now run the project. So start the backend. First of all, I am using IntelliJ IDEA for backend IDE, and for Angular I am using VS Code editor. So yeah, so this is basic implementation. So here I have three classes for the implementation of the user, and for that I have chosen this user role class and user role class. So this is our main class user, which is having certain properties like username, ID, first name, last name, password, email, phone, and all the basic details. And here we have role, which is can be identified as admin or the normal person, or you can have many other roles like employee or the current worker. Many other roles can be given. So for that purpose I have made one new class. So this is having role ID, which is primary key, and the role which will be of string type, maybe admin, maybe normal user, such that. And here I have used intermediate class to create the mapping between user and role. So this user role is having user role ID, which is primary key, and this is user ID, which is connecting this class, and this role ID, which is connecting this class. So this one-to-many type of relationship from here and one-to-many type relationship from here. So both these classes are now associated, as we have already seen in the backend. So I can also show that in the backend. Let's start this project, and we see this project is being running on port 8080. Similarly, we are going to start the front-end application. So let's run it, and it will be started over port number 4200. So we need to fire that port over here. Yeah, now it is being successfully started at port number 4200. So let's fire this port number on our local browser. So localhost 4200. So this is exam portal, this is our application, and here we can show the contents of our portal, that means the application process of how to use this portal. And the basic implementation module consists of two modules, that is login module and the register module. So first of all, the user need to register himself. So let's take one example to register a user. So we can click on the register. So as soon as we click here, this is going to show us that successfully registered with user ID 85. And same we can check in our workbench also for MySQL implementation. I am using this workbench. So this database is basically being used in MySQL format, and for simplicity I am using the GUI interface of MySQL, that is workbench. So I need to log in my connection, and I will see a user is being registered, and the data will be saved in my database. So for that, this is my database exam, and the configuration over here is generated by these following tables, and this is the all magic of JPA Hibernate. This is users, and if we see users table and we are going to select, we could see the new user which is being registered over here. So this is our new user, which is 85 ID, and all the details we have used over here. I have also used the bcrypt password encoder for encoding the password, so it cannot be hacked or data will be not leaked. So these are the following details which are being uploaded to the database. Moreover, with this registered user ID, you can see over here ID, I can also see what role is being assigned to this current user. So for that I need to go in the roles table, sorry, user role tables. So here you are going to see that this 80 which is ID, or this one ID. So here in user tables you can see this is 85 ID, and in user role, so this is magic is being done in corresponding to this user ID 85. So this is 85 ID. What we are going to see, this role ID is being allocated as 45. So this is the magic of Hibernate, which we have created the mapping between the two classes. So these are our three classes: users, roles, and user role. So this user and roles are going to have many to many type of mapping, which is being connected by using this user role class. So if I go to this roles class over here, so it's going to tell me this 45 ID belongs to the normal user. That means the user which I have registered over here with this following ID is going to be registered as normal user. And for the backend purpose, I have made one admin from the backend code by running the application. So one admin is being saved in this database for accessing all the application, and other users which are normally going to register by using this register button are going to be saved in normal user as. So this is how we are going to save the particular user over here, and you can see that 45 ID belongs to normal user and 44 belongs to the admin person. So this is the backend coding which I have given to both of these IDs, and you can see the data is being already updated. Now let's proceed to the new module, that is our login module. So let's proceed. Yeah, this is login. We are going to click, and here we are going to provide the username which we have just given now, member111 @. So I have for simplicity made the same password. So we are going to put the password over here, and as soon as we are going to click the login button, so this is going to respond us with the normal user page. So this is the normal user page. all these interfaces are being shown because the admin has set all such interfaces. So let me now brief the overall application. So basically this is our exam portal application in which a student can give various quizzes to practice for the online examination. In this mode of corona, what we are going to see that users are going to conduct the exams online. So user what can do, student can practice their assessment using this application. So this is basic the template of conducting the online exam. So what I have given here, various categories of or the subjects of quizzes are given, and as soon as we are going to click on any category, the quizzes will be filtered out. So that means this Python knowledge categories have 2 quizzes, and similarly machine learning, and if any data is not present in any category, so this message will be displayed over here, no data in the category. And similarly in farming there is 1 quiz present. If I click technology devices, then this 1 quiz is present over here. So this is basically the classification according to the categories. And if I click all quizzes, so these quizzes will be shown. So if we come from the user perspective, these are the quiz which are available for the user to practice and start giving the test. So if I click any quiz, let's suppose we are going to give this Python quiz. So here the details will be displayed, that questions and maximum marks and the description about the quiz. So we can attempt any of the quiz. So for simplicity, let's suppose I am attempting this quiz as a normal user. So these are the general instructions which will be given before starting the quiz. That means what will be the pattern, what will be the weightage, and how you are going to attempt the questions, and other guidelines. That means if you are switching the window, that timer will be deactivated and you will be switched out of the quiz. So these are the instructions given, just as we see in normal online exams. So this is the demo model. So for that perspective, I have added some instructions and attempting guidelines. Now as soon as I click this start quiz button, so this give me a notification which I have added using this MetaSnatch and other implementing modules of Angular. So this is going to give me the notification of start. So I click start, and here, as soon as I can see, so for normal revision I have added only 1 question, that means what is the latest version of Python. So this is giving me 4 options, so I can choose any one of them. So this is the done using basic implementation of HTML and using these radio buttons. So here on the left hand side we can see the instructions are given, and on the right hand side we can see that this progress bar is there. That means this is the timer of the quiz. So this quiz will be automatic submitted. So for that we are going to wait and see how this quiz is being submitted. You can also submit using submit button quiz. So this is the demo application. So I have not added many questions, but there are going to be lot of questions, and the question will be randomly fetched to the user. We see that timer run out and this quiz is submitted and the report is generated. So this is the following report which is generated. That marks obtained is 100 out of 100 because there is only single question. So if we have given the answer for the same, then our success rate is 100% and marks obtained are 100 out of 100. So we can print this report. So this could be done by printing the whole page. So this is, we can save in the form of PDF. So that could be done very easily. You can save and rename. So that's all. So this is about the basic exam portal. Now if we click on the home button, so this is going to redirect us to the home page where other quizzes are also present. So let's suppose if I start any another quiz, so how we are going to do that? Just repeat the same process. See here 3 questions are there and the time allocated is this. So for backend perspective, I have given 1 minute for each question. So there are 3 questions, so the timer is going to start from 3 minutes and going to decrement significantly. So we can choose the answer. Java is based on object oriented programming, and let's suppose I choose any other wrong options which I don't know. So let's suppose this is Java is scope dominant language. So let's now click the submit button. So this is also going to do the same response, but the timer is still on, but we have done with the quiz, so we can submit it. So this is how the report is being generated. So same data is also being saved to the database. So this is how we have seen the interface for the user, how the normal user is going to work on this portal. And basically this is our implementation portal where we are going to give the student of a habit of practicing how they can conduct or give the online exams with more fluency. So simply this is the user portal and we can log out of it, hence we have done. So this is going to give us the back to the application. Now let me also give how I have designed this portal using the admin portal. So for this perspective I need to go to the backend and check what is the admin user, because I have made the single admin user that is with role ID 44. So let's now go to role user table and see what is 44 ID. So role ID is 44 is belonging to this user ID of Bun. So user ID is 1. Let's check which user have user ID 1. So for that I need to check the table. So this is the Bun basic user which I have created as the admin. So this is Shivam, and this username we are going to use to log in. So for simplicity purpose, I have already checked this before, and now let's check the working. So here I'm going to log in with the admin user. I have already shown you this person is registered as the admin from the backend code. So password I'm going to paste now right now. So this is the password, and as soon as I click login button, this is going to tell me that you are going to be welcomed on admin portal. Here the user interface is like this. That means you can check how many users are there. This home page is going to give the same view, and as soon as you click the user, this is going to display the user of the login details of the admin person. That means your username is this one, your user ID is this exam, because a single application can have many admins also. So for that perspective, this page is being shown. That means your details, your role will be admin, and your status is active. Now if we click the categories, so this is going to show us the categories which I have already added before. So what you can do, you can add many more categories. So these are the already present categories. So for simplicity, let's suppose if I add one more category, so this is going to tell me add new category, and same thing can be also accessed from this child. So this we have seen many categories are available, and if you click this add category button, you can add this. So what I take, let's take latest news, LATE, latest news. So this is the title and description we can give. Brief overview about the world. So this is, let's see this category is being added or not. For that I have clicked the add button, so it's telling me success. So let's also check the database whether the category is added or not. So in category table we are going to reflect the data for the same. So yeah, you can see already the title, that latest news, is being added with the description brief overview about the world with the ID of category ID 87. So we can see that as we are saving the details are also uploading in database. So this is how we can see. We can also verify the same from here in categories. See, this latest news is being added over here. So this is telling brief overview about the world. Now we can see the quizzes that are being created with different categories. So these are the set of quizzes that are available and created by the admin. So this is the quiz which is being available. Now what if we want to add any other quiz? So for that purpose we are going to use this add quiz button. So as soon as I click the add quiz button, it's going to tell me provide the detail of the quiz that is you want to add. Here the same add quiz button is also going to do the same work. These are the normal quizzes which are present, which I have added before in the database, and this add quiz button is going to be adding the new quiz to the particular category. Let's see the database, that what quizzes are containing right now. So this is the previous data which I have already added, and now you can verify over here. This is title of the quiz that is being present. Now I'm going to add one more quiz that is to the category of our new category, that is latest news, because here no quiz is present of that category, that is latest news. You can verify here from this category. You can see that latest news ID is what? This latest news ID is 87, and in quiz table if we are going to check, there is no quiz present with this ID. 87 is nowhere here. So we are going to add one new quiz. Let's see. So here we are going to provide let's suppose provide some news title, Aaj Tak News. Aaj Tak News. So here description we are going to give a brief summary of whole day happenings. So this is description we are entering, and for user we are going to tell how many marks are going to be present over here. So let's suppose this is of something 40 marks. So number of questions I'm giving 4. So basically each question will be of 10 marks. So here we are also having button of publish or unpublish station. That means using this button we can control whether the user is able to see this particular quiz or not. If you want only particular quizzes to be displayed to user, then you can turn this button off. Let's suppose this is initially deactivated quiz, and the category I need to choose is latest news. So here all the categories are being displayed. As soon as I click this add button, the same is going to be saved over here. So this quiz is added. So what we can see, this quiz is added. Go to the MySQL workbench and check. After refreshing, see this new quiz is being updated. This is Aaj Tak News, and this is the description of that particular quiz, and the number of questions and the maximum marks are also allotted over here. Now let's see whether this quiz is being actually updated in quizzes or not. So it will be shown over here. So let's see where it is. So maybe at the upper side. Yeah, this is Aaj Tak News. So this is being unpublished till now because the admin has not given access to the normal users of this. And if we want to update the details of this quiz, we can click this update button. And let's suppose we are going to publish this quiz, so we are going to change this, and we can also change other happenings and details. So we can update any things of this quiz. So as soon as I click update button, this is showing me update quiz is updated. So you can see over here where is that quiz, because the quizzes are being shown in random order, so it is going to last. Yeah, so now it's published and its description is also changed. Now the last module which I'm going to tell now, adding question to this particular quiz. How you can do that? Just go to that particular quiz and click on questions. So here you can see that no questions are present, so you are going to click on add question and going to provide the detail about the same. So let's suppose provide the questions. So this is the basic question I'm showing only for the demo purposes, and here we are going to add the options. So whether it is NWS news, or as we are admin, we are going to decide what is the correct answer for this particular question. So normal user, whenever it is giving test, so this is going to be allocated to normal user, and assignment or the judgment of the question will be done in the same method. So let's suppose the answer of this particular question is hashtag news. As soon as we are going to click this add question, so this will be added. Now you're going to verify this by clicking question. So this one question is present. Similarly, I can add one more question. So according to admin, this answer of this question should be best media award, and let's suppose add it 2023. So here the detail will be updated on the spot. See, this is being reflected, and as soon as I click add question, so this is going to tell me okay. Now similarly you can add many more questions to the same quiz, and what we can see that this quiz, our particular quiz, Ask the Quiz is active. So we can verify that Ask the Quiz is also shown to the normal user as well. So let's suppose open the portal of normal user login. So for that we are going to use another browser. So localhost 4200, and here I'm going to log in. First of all, log out because some cache memory is present, so it's showing. Yeah, here we are going to use a normal user login. For that I have used the member person. So this member and ID is 111 @ and the password for the same is we have already known. So let's put the password and see. Yeah, so see, this quiz is being present to the normal user because this is the portal of normal user, and as soon I can see over here, this is brief summary of whole day happenings is giving the description of this news. Now see here, questions 4 and marks 40 is showing. Why? Because this is the capacity of the quiz, and I add 2 more questions to it. So for that purpose I need to add 2 more questions. What is the best highlight so this question is added randomly, so we need to delete this question. And how we are going to do that? Go to the questions tab, and here the delete option is available because I have added randomly and no other options are allotted, so we can click the delete button as well. So this question will be deleted. So this is the functioning of delete. So normally I can add one more question. The famous, I'm just adding the random options. So let's suppose the answer for this is coffee with morning. Yeah, so let's suppose I add this question, and similarly I can add one more question, and you can add many questions. And I have done the backend coding like that. The question will be randomly fetched according to the total number shown to the user. So here total number is shown as 4 and maximum mark 40. So only 4 questions will be fetched out of the all list provided by the admin. So this is our quiz, hashtag new quiz, and it's containing 3 questions only. So you can add many more questions to it. What is current technology show on hashtag? And answer for the same I select as tech figure. So this question is added. So this is how we are going to proceed with it. And now let's see, these 4 questions are being added. Let's suppose many more questions are present, then randomly they will be fetched over here. So, and we are going to come to the normal user to see whether the 4 questions are showing or not. So let's start the quiz. Yeah, this is giving us the guidelines. So we have already read. Yeah, this is telling me the 4 questions, and according to the 1-minute timer for each question, this is progress timer is showing me total of 4 minutes, which is decrementing significantly. Now let's suppose I select some options. Since I already know the answers, I am proceeding accordingly. So I have selected over here some options, and now I'm going to submit. So since you already know that I have submitted only 2 questions as the correct, so this is going to give me the marks 20 out of 40 because there are 4 questions and 20 marks will be given to me, and I have attempted all the 4 questions, so it's showing me attempted 4 and my success rate is 50%. So we can print this report, And this is how our overall structure of the project. So we can cancel this, we don't need any print right now. And this is the normal user portal, so we can log out over here. So let's now see the backend code which I have done in IntelliJ IDE. For that, I have performed this diagram from MySQL Workbench using back engineering method. So whatever we have implemented in the database is being shown in the GUI format for designing the quiz. So for quiz, each quiz is having a category to which it belongs to. So category is having category ID, title and description. Similarly, one category is going to contain many quizzes, so one to many type of relationship over here. So this quiz is having category ID which is being associated with this category, then active status of quiz, whether the quiz is published or not, then question ID, question title, description, maximum mark, number of question, which we have already seen in the backend detail. And each quiz is going to have many questions, which we have already told. So this question ID which is being linked to this question, then answer to that particular question, and the quiz ID which is being associated with this quiz class. So this is foreign key for this class. And so this was the whole representation of our ER diagram, entity and the relationship between them. So ER diagram is entity relationship diagram. So this is the overall structure of the project. Now let's move to the backend code, for which we have used to create the backend APIs and call the corresponding method. So this is src main and Java folder are there. So first of all, I have created the basic classes like role class. Then this is whole coding I have done. Then we have user role and user classes. So user classes. So these are the details which are being provided in the user class. And we have also implemented the user detail to check the authentication of the user that is being logged in. And user role is being connecting both of these user and user roles class. The roles class and user class are being connected using this common class of user role. So this is a basic implementation. And here I have used the controllers to access the API, and all things are authentication. I have done this authentication entry components. So basically whether the person is accessing using admin or normal user. So for that I have used these classes. So all the backend coding is being done like that. And here we are having utility classes to check whether the token is being expired or not, whether the current user is logged in or not. So any of the violation to the normal users will log out the user from the main portal. So for security purposes, I have added this modules, and more details can be given physically while explaining the project. So this is brief overview, so I am not explaining much thing. And here I have made the controllers to access, for example, this user controller, and we have added this cross origin because we are going to use the Angular to access it from the outside of this normal project. And this is how we are going to do. And this is the normal user methods are given, and the mapping type is being given. So we can check these APIs using Postman app. So I have already done that checking and validated here. So user controller, and similarly I have implemented the categories class which is being shown. So this is how whole backend coding is being done. And you already know the MVC pattern, modular view controller design pattern. That means first of all we are going to create the interfaces. So these are the repository, these are the interfaces, that is user service interface, quiz interface, question interface, and category service interface. And these interfaces are going to be implemented in the classes. So these are the implementation classes which are being built for each of them. And these implementation classes are internally using these repositories. So example, this JPA repository, because each repository is required to save the data in the database. And here these custom finder methods are being implemented. So this is how whole the backend coding is being done over here. And here we have also some exception classes. For example, if false details are given, then how our program is going to respond with that. So this is how our whole backend design is looking. And for my self understanding, I have also made the notes of this, how to run this project. And the configuration file, this is pom.xml is shown over here. That means token dependency, binding dependency, and security. All these are being added to our project. So this is the project of the backend structure. And for front end, I need to go to VS Code, and the services are shown over here. So for that purpose, this is the design structure. And here this main modules, src app, and the various components are shown over here. So footer component we have added, navbar component we have added, and all the coding is being done over here. So the front end application which we are seeing right now in the main app is being, this navbar is being shown, logout and login. All the logic is being implemented in these files. And this TS file contains when to show which user is logged, admin user or normal user. So this coding is being done over here. And similarly, this pages I have made, and for admin access I have made various pages, like the particular admin can add the category. So this is being what we have already seen in the main application. So all the coding and the backend logic is being done over here. So, and simply other modules are also like add questions, add quiz, all is going to be implemented with this coding of frontend. And dashboard which we are showing with the admin. So this is basically we are using the router outlet. That means whenever the quiz will be displayed, so we are going to direct it to the particular component. So for that purpose, we need to see the app.module.ts file. So here it's going to importing all the modules which we have used either from the online or using it internally. So these are being imported over here. And if we see this app.component.ts file, so this is going to show the main title of our application, and this is how our whole front-end component is shown. And similarly, you can also search the routing file. So here it's going to show which route is being directed when particular URL is filed. So this is application, and this is admin. When admin URL is filed, then this admin dashboard component will be shown, and this admin card is given. That means it is authenticated and protected. That means normal user cannot access this admin starting page. So here these are the subcategories of it. That means admin can add category, admin can add quizzes, and various other implementation is done in this project. And similarly, I have also made it services. That means to call the backend APIs. These services are also designed. That means login service or any other services are being made. So this is the overall structure of our project, and the implementation is done like that. So this is the project structure, and the code for the same can be found on the GitHub link of my account. And that's all about the project. Thank you.